Hey guys, welcome back. I'm super excited to be working with Innovative Sugarworks on a cool tutorial featuring their sugar structure and also their smoothers, and I'm also going to be using their sugar shapers. So I went through their website, I will link it down below, and I grabbed all these little bits and pieces for structures that I thought I could use for multiple uses. So it was really easy to shop for it. Super user friendly, and I grabbed some flanges, some rods, some connectors, some washers, and it was really that easy to just put something together. I can see like football cakes standing up and tons of other things that you need just like a center stable rod for. So I'm super excited. They go together like a dream. You don't need anything crazy to tighten them or anything. So let's get into this tutorial. We are going to screw our flange to the base. Once I do that, I will be cutting out a hole the same size as my flange in some foam core. And the foam core is the same thickness as the flange. You can buy it at any craft store. It's super simple to find. So I'm just going to cut this out, and now I have my foam core cut out. I'm using the flange to also cut out the center hole in my cake board. Also cut out a foam core. So I'm going to go ahead and cover my board here, and we're going to do like this wood grain look. This is what I'm using. My fave tools. These are my Innovative Sugarworks sugar shapers. If you guys don't have them, shoot, you need to get on that. So I'm just making some lines, just kind of going crazy here, and then I'm going to take the tool that has like that flat end, and that's what I'm going to use to make the knots. I also use this tool by rolling it all over the fondant, because those little bumps, those little grippies on there also give texture. So I like to use like literally every single part of the tool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, add some nice little roughness in there, and I mean, come on, how easy was that, you know? And then I just went ahead and washed it over with some blue watercolor, and you'll see that at the end. Next, we're gonna work on our cakes. So there's my foam core. I got the center cut out already, and I'm just placing my cake on here. I'm gonna level it, and then what I'm gonna do is take a knife, and I'm gonna kind of scoop out the middle part. Now, the whole purpose of this is that you want to have enough cake to serve to somebody so they can cut in and be like, OMG, there's cake that's holding my cake. So don't go crazy with it. Obviously, you can go bigger if you have like more treats that you want to serve, you know, so you can always do that. So don't like feel limited to the sizing that I'm showing you. So I did an 8 and a 6. I'm going to go ahead and crumb coat this bad boy, pop it in the fridge. I did that also with my 6-inch cake. And then what I'm going to show you next are these things called sugar smoothers. Holy Moses, banana hammock. Can I just like, oh, right now. Oh, these things are amazing for buttercream and for fondant. You guys know I'm a buttercream junkie, and I use these with this cake, and I was like over the moon, guys, over the moon. So I'm going to apply my final coat of buttercream. I'm going to use the firmer sugar shaper for my buttercream. So I'm just taking my offset, applying it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sugar smoother here, and do you see this? I'm just scraping away, and it just conforms to all these dips and curves in this cake. And this is why I wanted to use these, because I don't think people understand that having something that will mold to the shape of what you're working with, because this is a carved cake. Look at those, look at that. Are you kidding me right now? These things are worth their weight in gold, okay? So I kept working with it. I did that to my 6-inch, popped it into the fridge. Now we're gonna roll out our fondant here, and then we're just gonna go ahead and drape that over. We're gonna tuck in under, because remember this cake is carved, so it goes down under, almost kind of like a bowl. And we want to tuck that under, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over, and I'm gonna wrap my fondant up, all right, over the underneath part, and then I'm gonna take the thinner sugar smoother, and I am going to buff out this fondant. And as I'm buffing it, what I'm doing is I'm pushing down to give me like the lip of a sharp lip, and then I'm also rubbing back and forth to actually buff the fondant. And this thing, oh my goodness, I would have never been able to do this with my hand. I would have never been able to do this with, you know, like a flat fondant smoother. This, oh, you guys, it was like a dream. But as you can see, I'm creating a little lip. So there's where it's really like rounded, and then here's where I worked with the sugar smoother to give me a lip. So I'm gonna go all around. I'm gonna do that to the entire thing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the excess. Okay, super simple, easy to do. This is like a beginner style cake. As somebody as a beginner can do this. Also, somebody who's been doing cake for a long time can do this. Now we assemble, okay? So we're gonna screw in the 6-inch rod, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pop my cake down over it. Remember, we cut out the hole at the beginning, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off my rod, so that way it's easier. I don't have to do it later. And then I'm gonna use the connector, attach that, and then I'll get another rod. I use the 5 and the 4, the 5-inch and the 4-inch. So this is the 4-inch. And then I'm going to take the washer, and this is when it's going to keep our cake from not sliding all the way down. And so here's my 6-inch cake. I'm going to go ahead and pop it on top here. And I already have the hole cut out of the foam core as well. And then there you go. Oh yeah. And then watch that buttercream. I love how it just was like bing. And then look, I'm literally just picking up the cake. I'm holding it at an angle for you guys to see. It ain't going nowhere, all right? I'm going to go ahead and paint some gold around the rim. I also took some confetti heart sprinkles and popped them into the front of the cake. So that way it kind of looked like there was a pattern in the cake. You can do whatever you want. Paint it. It doesn't have to be white. It don't matter. And then I'm just taking some fondant here that I stiffened with some Tylose to go ahead and make like the arrow, because it's supposed to be like an arrow going down and holding your desserts on like these cute little heart decorated plates. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to message me. And big shout out to Innovative Sugarworks for reaching out. I really enjoyed doing this tutorial, and I look forward to doing more in the future.